Alright everyone, welcome back. This should be the last episode of this series. So here I am outside of the tree. I have my team all set up. Of course, I'm pretty sure you can back out whenever you want to change out your team. Before we get started, I will first tell you about what to expect. So, we, on my specific route, will have a different set of battles, and the area inside will also look different. However, there will still be some similarities, and I'll get into that later, but when we're actually in there, since it will make more sense rather than describing it now. As for what team to bring, you need to bring a sweeping team, especially, well, honestly on both routes. You will not have any healing in between battles, so obviously you need your team to stay all alive up until the final battle, and then hopefully you can clutch it out from there. Of course, for the last battle you can expect an Arceus, and of course there's going to be disgusting legendaries and mythicals that we're going to be battling. Of course they're all going to be pulse 2 and max IVs, and they're going to abuse the fields that they're on. That is the general advice for both fights, regardless of your route, both gauntlets, excuse me. And yeah, basically you need to use sweeping Pokemon. If they're especially offensive on, if you're following my playthrough on the Anna route, then that would be best because of the field that will be on, so maybe you can figure out what field that is, and it also makes sense thematically what field we're going to be fighting on, where you want have a special sweeper. And of course the Arceus at the end will be a real pain in the ass because it will be a post one, because why wouldn't it be? So let me go over my team now. So I will be starting off with my Klefki in the lead slot, as well as explaining it. So it is holding a lagging tail, and you'll see why later. Careful nature plus special defense. You want as much special defense as possible. Lowered special attack because it's not going to be using special attack. So then Prankster, you need that, and then full bulk in defense and special defense and HP with the little bit remaining in defense. Perfect IVs. Moves are Reflect, Light Screen, Switcheroo, and Spikes. Switcheroo is to switch the lagging tail with something else. Reflect and Light Screen to be, you know, stalling out. Prankster, priority, and then Spikes. Up next we have Blaziken, same as always, Wide Lens Adamant with Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Protect, and High Jump Kick. So I got rid of Switch Stance for High Jump Kick, keeping Earthquake because it's the best move for us in general here. Up next is Eevee, holding an Evium Z with a Timid Nature for plus speed. Anticipation is ability doesn't really matter, with max HP EVs, a little bit in speed, and a little bit in special defense. Perfectly crafted for this fight. Evium Z is to use with Last Resort, and that will give us Extreme Evo Boost, which will give plus 2 in attack, defense, special defense, special attack, and speed. Then you can Baton Pass out to switch to another Pokemon, and this is how we will start a sweep, ideally. Next up we have Gardevoir. Timid Nature, holding a Gardevoir right with Trace instead of Telepathy, because Telepathy is only useful on one field, honestly, and we won't be in doubles too, spoiler alert. Otherwise, max offensive investment with a few points remaining in special defense. And then we have Hyper Voice, because Pixelate in Mega Gardevoir's Pixelate makes Hyper Voice the best choice for a Fairy type stab move, Draining Kiss for longevity, Misty Terrain to offset the field we'll be on, and then Stored Power because of Extreme Evo Boost. Up next is Crocodile, holding a Shell Bell just to get more HP from its moves. Adamant Nature, Moxie for attack boost on, knockouts. Max offensive investment with a little bit remaining in defense. And of course perfect IVs. And then we have Power Trip, which is very similar to Stored Power. And then we have Earthquake for stab, Crunch. In the video that I'm basing this off of and the team, they have Beat Up instead of Crunch, but we don't use Beat Up, so that doesn't really matter. And then we have Protect. And up last we have Amoonguss, holding a Black Sludge, which is just basically leftovers, Assassin Nature, so plus special defense minus speed. You want your Amoonguss to be as slow as possible, just in general. So as max HP, a little bit in defense, and the remaining in special defense, and then specifically to have 0 attack IVs and 0 IV in speed. Has Clear Smog, won't really be used. Protect, you know, just good on a stalling Pokemon. Rage Powder, only good in doubles, so won't be useful. And then Spore. Spore is the most useful move here. Amoonguss can tank the hit and then get Spore off, and then we can swap it out, and then Regenerator, you know, will do its thing, and then we get Extreme Evo Boost, so forth and so on. So this is how we'll be taking on this final gauntlet, at least on my route. This is so I could avoid legendaries, and not too much setup, but there's pretty much no choice. I was hoping to avoid setup, but that's just literally not a choice if we're going to be in a gauntlet. There will be some terrain changing and some sweeping, unfortunately, but that is just how this gauntlet will have to be played. Yeah, so save one last time and then head on in. You can always back out, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so as you can see here, there are gold chains and what seems to be like jail cells. So the entirety of this area will be different based on your field, or excuse me, on your route, but there will be 6 keys that you need to collect in total to unlock or open up the locks with the keys. So we need 6 keys, so just go around the area based on whatever route you're on and do that. I have no idea what this is. What is this? Looks like a chair. Interesting. Okay. These chains here, you can only go down if they're diagonal. You cannot go up diagonal ones. And then if they're vertical, you can go up them by climbing them, assumingly. Otherwise, when you get a key, which I'll show, we'll be able to demonstrate. Going along. Ow. Okay, that didn't hurt my Pokemon. Okay, here, yeah, we have to go down because there's no other way. So it's pretty straightforward. Whenever you open a jail cell, and interact with the NPC inside, if they have dialogue, that means they will give you a key. So that's how you know. You don't have to talk to everyone, you just need the keys. But you won't know who's who, so. So there will be a common theme amongst the dialogue we see. I'm sure you can figure out just through what Radimus and Charlotte had to say. Alright, here you just need to hop across, go down the chains, climb up the chain, press here. Goodbye, Fern. Renia, trapped in the vine. I'm actually curious. Do we see these in our inventory? Yeah, no, we don't. It must be in a separate one. Oh, wait, no. Okay, that doesn't exist. What are you doing here? Dang. Okay. They must all have the same description then. There's a little cool Easter egg. Alright, head back down. Not that way. Okay. Take the diagonal chain down. Alright, we haven't encountered an Elizabeth on our journey, but I'm going to assume Elizabeth is one of the kids at that orphanage. Alright, here this next area will consist of Anna sending these things at us. You can pause the game somewhat by going into your menu. So if you get hit by that, it's similar to like that section in, you know, Victory Road with Fern targeting us, and I forget who else was targeting us with stuff. Oh, Cal was it? Was it Blake? One of those two. So just be wary. Obviously, you want your Pokemon to be at full HP, so I recommend frequently saving and resetting if you do get damaged. Otherwise, you just have to use some healing items at the end. But I don't think I have that many, so I didn't want to feel like buying shit. So here we are, just scrambling about to not get hit. This is a young ace. If you're in a like little cutscene, you can't get hit. So yeah, try to be quick, of course. That was Cal and Blake fused together. Taka. Oh, I see. Some of them have appearances, I guess, as how Anna would see them. Because Taka was always described as having a wing. Okay, yeah, all the keys are like that. The same description. Okay. Alright, from that we can figure out that Mr. Shadow is the person that's been assisting Shade this whole who's been Shade, and also the one helping Anna. She was talking about a voice, so that must be Mr. Shadow. So we get that revealed here. I don't know who that is on the ground, if I'm going to be completely honest. I also don't know why Seal looks like that. That must be Anna's description of her. I think we can lock the last part in this section here and then continue. Okay, there are obviously 3 areas here, so this is our last one. They have to go around, open up these cells. Okay, this is the character that we dealt with for the meteor regarding Deoxys. I have no idea who this is supposed to be. Ooh. Amethyst. Alright. Here we have to go all the way around. Looks like Samson's the same, but maybe I'm missing something there. Then Jirachi here. Alright, third or Jirachi there must be referring to what Anna did in this playthrough. Alright, with that we get the reveal as to why Shade is Shade, and why they've been assisting Anna. Okay, when the music stops, and after that gate opening right in front of us, we won't be targeted anymore. I'm sure you can still back out, and I don't think you'll have to redo this area again if you just head back down in a straight line. What else did I want to say? Yeah, Shade is Mr. Shadow. Shade has been assisting Anna this whole time, and then there seems to be some timeline shenanigans, and I believe that Jirachi, or Third, whoever the hell that is supposed to be, I guess Third refers to Third Eye, I'm not sure, has been also helping in describing what Anna's actions are. Alright, so here in this last bit, obviously if you step onto this platform, the battle will begin. The battles will be post-commentary because I don't actually know the specific move orders I have to do in terms of also swapping around Pokemon, so yeah, that is that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to start with Klefki in my case, so make sure you have your right Pokemon set up and then head up on the platform. Okay, here starts my first commentary. So, we send out Klefki, go for Light Screen. This is to protect against Lugia's Side Shock here. Switcheroo. So now that Lugia is really slow with the Lightning Tail, Klefki also gets its Soap Vest, so we can take another Side Shock. Then we send out Amoonguss. We can tank the Side Shock with the help with Assault Vest, and then we sleep it. Then we swap into Eevee. So ideally your Eevee doesn't get hit whatsoever. And then we just want to get an Eevee boost off. So one quick note is that we are on the glitch field in singles against Shade here. Basically, take one side shot, but that's okay. Baton Pass into Gardevoir. We need to use Gardevoir instead of Crocodile because we have Misty Terrain and that'll let us use our Fairy type moves as opposed to just them being one type. So we get one Hyper Voice off, and from here we start using Draining Kiss. This will let us keep our Gardevoir healthy. Alright. Drain back to normal. So next up is Mimikyu. We have to hit it with Skirt Power because our other moves are normal right now. Thunderbolt does nothing to us. That we should be able to take it out. Up next is Articuno. Here we want to use Misty Terrain. This will lower Blizzard's hit accuracy and also let us get some Draining Kisses off for HP recovery. One thing I also want to mention is that you should use a PP all on Gardevoir at least, if not all your Pokemon. Up next we have Giratina, who can hit it with a Sword Power. And I know it'll use Draco Meteor, which will miss or not even affect us, so it goes down. Alright, up next is Aegis Slash. Here use King Shield, but we just want to use Sword Power on it. And it gets one shot as well. Up last is Gengar here. Here we will also be using Sword Power. So as you can see, all these Pokemon are very suited to this glitch field. So we can nullify it with Misty Terrain or just get past it through Pokemon Power. Okay, now we're up against Anna here. So here we need to make sure our Klefki gets a light screen off. Then the Xurkitree Roost Tail Glow, we need to do Switcheroo again. It's very important your Klefki survives this. Alright, from here we switch into Amoonguss. Get hit with Thunderbolt, just whatever. Go for Spore. Then here we switch into Eevee. Get an Eevee boost off. Alright, nice. You need your Eevee to survive here too, so switch using Baton Pass and a Crocodile. So Crocodile will be able to hit every Pokemon here with its Power Trip, because normally it's a Dark type, and Dark types didn't exist in Gen 1 since we're on glitch field mechanics, but there are no Ghost types to worry about, so we can freely use Power Trip without any fear. Here I'm just taking a while to decide on what to do because I haven't reached this part yet, so anyway, obviously go for Earthquake against Xurkitree. The next is Zygarde. This is 50%. Most we have to worry about is Extreme Speed, but it should be okay. It's also holding an Assault Vest, but we don't need to worry about that because we're a physical attacker on Crocodile here. Power Trip. One shot it, and from here you can see how this battle is going to go. Up next is a Jirachi. Also pretty annoying, but even if it protects against the Earthquake, we can just hit it again. And down it goes. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is all these Pokemon are level 999, but they're actually just level 150. It's just a visual display. This Gallade is pretty threatening, but this maximum is nowhere near enough power, so we also hit it and take it out. And up next is Naganadel. This thing can be a threat, but sweep like so. Finally is Nihilego. Pretty annoying too. All these Pokemon, like I said, are suited towards the glitch field with high special defense, so their special attack set is also the same as their special defense stat. So they're both being tanky and offensively powerful on top of the pulse, but it matters not. and get ready to save for the next fight. Alright, now we're up against Anomaly Arceus on the glitch field once again. So up here is a Jirachi. It does have stealth rock for hazards, but since it sees my Klefki at such a low HP here, we do have the opportunity to put a lagging tail on it. So the Klefki goes down, even if Zen Headbutt misses, the most we would do is set up another screen. But anyway, we switch into Amoonguss, go for Spore. So same strat as the previous two. And of course, we want to use Crocodile here. When we get the Evo Boost, that is, sorry. So, Evo Boost off. So even if my Eevee goes down here, actually no, it's important it lives here, actually, so I can get the Baton Pass off, excuse me. Alright, with that we can now go Crocodile, and this battle's basically over. Even if Thunder hits, it wouldn't matter because we're Ground type. So it swaps into Groudon, but that does not. We have type advantage. The critical hit does slightly matter, but it would still be sweet here. Next is Kyurem. This thing has a really high special attack, so its special defense stat will also be really high. Blizzard is particularly threatening on this field. Stomp with this Power Trip. It's such a good move here. There's stat boost that we just take it out. Up next is Deoxys, also really threatening. And also has longevity and cosmic power and recover, but we can just one-shot it as well. And now it's pretty much over this battle. Jirachi comes back out, only to get one shot. Next is Necrozma. So normally, due to its ghost type, this thing would be a pain in the ass, but since it, I don't know, Mega Evolves or just transforms into Ultra Necrozma here, we can just take it out. Like so. And finally, we have Arceus itself, Pulse. So it's holding a synthetic seed, so it does have the question mark type. Otherwise, it does have annoying moves in Overheat, Blizzard, and War Time, and Moonlight. So even with our attack boost, we still can't one-shot it. Luckily, Blizzard doesn't take us out, so we can just hit it with an Earthquake after our Power Trip, and this battle is over. So yeah. Crocodile is really well suited for this due to its Moxie on top of Power Trip and all the boosts from Evo Boost. Okay, let's watch this out. Once you beat Arceus here, you will have a chance to catch it. So let's see if I get a shiny first try. Oh, it's a cutscene here. Oh, you can't leave either. Okay, cool. Wow. Alright, it looks like in the video it would be edited, but holy crap, there's a lot of RNG involved with this strategy. But if you can get the first fight, okay. Because there's a lot of crit you have to get through with that initial Lugia, holy crap. And then the second fight too, you need your Klefki to survive. In the video, the Xurkitree does not use Tail Glow, but in mine it does, and so there's a high chance my Klefki gets knocked out. You need it to survive that initial attack from Xurkitree after it uses Tail Glow, in my case. Now, you could heal all your Pokemon too if you want to. I do have a Moongus with Spore, so just put you at the front. Alright, so if I don't get a shiny here, I'll be resetting. Is there any point in catching a shiny Arceus? No, but we've come this far, so might as well, right? So, save one more time, and then go ahead. And we're not lucky, so we'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. All this time I've been trying to catch it in a Pokeball, but you know what? There's only one appropriate Pokeball that you can use on this guy. the Reborn Ball, of course. So I don't plan on using Arceus. The game is over. Reborn Ball is suitable for it. So this is one Pokemon I'll catch without using a Beast Ball or Pokeball. Wow, it matches it exactly. Alright. Described in mythology as a Pokemon that shaped the universe with its 1,000 arms. It is 10 feet 6 inches, 705.5 pounds. The Alpha Pokemon, number 493, Arceus. Normal type, shiny, in Reborn colors. No. Save. Okay. Wow, this is a very tough question, actually. I'm pretty sure your answer here does not matter, but I want to answer seriously. Is it better for them to do it out of malice or out of incompetence? Never attribute that to malice when it is simply incompetence. Huh. I never really thought about this question before. If someone does something, do I consider it worse if it's made out of malice? Made out of incompetence? Someone's choice? Someone's mistake? I'd much rather be out of incompetence, because malice is willful intention, and that is not good. Alright, let's go with incompetence for my sake. She's not wrong, per se. Malice? I don't know if that's easier to fix, though. This one is just a yes. It's inedible. Alright. With that, that's it for the credits. There are a few missing. I'll be playing those soon. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Figured while these credits are still going on, I can speak. I've been quiet this whole time just to let those endings go through, but this is also my first time seeing these credits as well, actually. Pretty cool. I believe it's been a conversation between Anna and one of the other developers, I think. I might have missed a line who was indicated as such, but yeah, as for my thoughts on this playthrough, this took way too long to finish up. But I did enjoy making this, especially at the start. This playthrough is not perfect. Technically, I should have been doing like 2 playthroughs at the same time for the Lin route to show you all the possible choices, and also probably mess around more in debug mode. Yeah, there were some issues with one of the episodes, I think at the 8th gym with Charlotte. I messed up the recording, so that's not perfect too. Of course, my editing did get better as time went on. The early episodes are definitely rough. I don't know if I'll ever redo this series, but yeah, we still have one last thing though. Alright, if you don't remember why we're here, this is the another time section that was part of the Celebi quest. And this is our chance to actually play it out this time. If you talk to Shelly, you can just go back to the present. Of course, there's some fun stuff, fun dialogue to be had here. So this is, if you don't remember, 10 years in the future. So Heather looks like her mother now, if you don't recall. Alright. So let's just go walk around then, see who's around, see how they've changed. Okay, that dialogue there was pretty good. Okay, I guess we figured out who made the brownies. Huh? Why would this guy lie about doing humanitarian work? Why? Most people would respect you for that. Okay, whatever. Oh, these guys are getting married right here? What the hell? Okay, I think that's everyone's dialogue. Wow, that took forever. Okay, cool. Cool to see. By the way, we did miss a couple of endings. Did see Victoria, we did see Saphira, we did see these three. We didn't see freaking Cain's because I missed that stupid crap back in like the first fledglings of the episode. We did see Julia, did see those two, did see Sarah, Cal. I don't think we can see Blake. We saw Arclight, Adrian, Luna, did see Hardy, Titania, and Fern. Did we see Amaria? No, we could not see Amaria due to what path we took. Did we see Bennett and Laura? I don't think so. Did we see Florinia? Well, we did. We did see Charlotte. I think. Alright. We're about ready to return. Okay. There's still more. I know this episode is ridiculously long. Will they have anything new to say? Okay, Anna's here. She's the only one that would have something to say. Yeah. Alright, let's see what Anna has to say, and then we can finish up. Oh, this guy's back. Okay, thank you, Fern. I'm going to assume Noelle has something to say. Okay. Okay, I think we're actually done here in the nightclub. Oh, Zero's over here. What the heck? Alright, alright. We are pretty much done now. Let's take a look at my beautiful Arceus. See, do you think they would make it so it wouldn't have perfect IVs? Yeah, they would. Wow. That's unlucky. Alright. Well, with that, it's all the legendaries shiny. Alright, cool. If I remember correctly, we now have all 807 Pokemon that are available up to this point, so if I remember correctly, B had something for us if we do so. So let's head over to Agate City again. Okay, wrong place. Up here. Alright, cool. You can look at it any time. With that, though, we did receive the Ebony Stone Piece. Everything begins with an ending. So this will let us do one funny little thing. Alright, but before we go ahead and do that, I want to offer my thoughts on this playthrough for real this time. So I really did enjoy making it. I learned a lot. This series, though, did take way too long. Some of the episodes are not perfect for sure. I literally have missing footage for one of the gyms. I believe Charlotte's gym, which is a real shame. I also did not get all the character endings, so I'll have to figure that out too. Maybe probably just put in the description which ones you're missing. Otherwise, it's unfortunate that for the last battle I could have come up with my own team, but it's alright. It's a final fight. I also used a Reborn Ball at the end, but who cares? I don't know what I'll be doing next. Maybe not Reborn for sure. I did look into some other fan games and also even ROM hacks, but the ones I'm interested in are not finished yet, so I'll definitely have to think about that later. I also realized I don't think I want to do a walkthrough anymore, just because there's just too much prep involved, and I just kind of want to just play the game at times, you know, and just enjoy it myself, rather than trying to tell you what to do and stuff like that. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. If I ever find myself wanting to do another playthrough of Reborn for a walkthrough, I will definitely have to make it more polished, for sure. In terms of like showing you all that there is, because there's a Lin routes as well, then dialogue choices, but I think for right now, I'm pretty satisfied with how this series went. Definitely not perfect, but I think it gets the job done, and for sure very useful. So, alright. With that, let us head to the Grand Stairway. I believe we can head in through here, maybe? Yes. There is an area we can return to down here. So, that is where we need to head to. If you remember, this is also that short cutscene where Adrian and Taka were talking. So, what we want to do is head back to that arc underneath the Grand Stairway. There's a specific room that we need to go to at the bottom, so let's go ahead and get down there. We did have a battle here, I believe, or some cutscene. I hope this is the right way. Oh boy. Oh boy. rock here. Alright. I might have messed up. So I have to go maybe all the way to the right instead, rather than down the center like I was doing. So we need to go downwards. Is it this room? No. Oh boy. What? Where am I? Who am I? Okay. What the heck? Maybe it's this one? No. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's go down to here. Okay, I'm gonna debug mode because you know how to get here, but you just slide down. What? Huh? Oh, it looks like some areas changed too after you complete the game. I'm just not looking at it. Vern's gym is in Neoteric Isle. The Belrose Manse changes. You have Laura scene for Vern. Julia, the battle room is a bowling alley. And for Maria, there's a fountain, but we don't have that. What? Where am I going? Is it not here? I'm pretty sure I remember it being in somewhere around in this area. Oh, I see. It's this center here. There we go. Okay, the ebony stone piece will be used for this door. We never actually entered through this door ourselves. Alright, with that, everything's actually over. There's nothing else for us to do. So, with that, let me just head back to the nightclub and tell you what else you can do now. Oh wow, he moves out of the way for us. There are things you can still do in the post-game here, not related to quests, of course. You can do all this fun stuff in the battle facility. There's also the developer room back in the Grand Hall. You can do those battles there. Learn more about the development of the game as well. I recommend going there on your own. And there's also defending your status as champion. So if you go back to the Char's Hall, you can go through the Elite Four, or challengers will come to you and you have to hold your position. It'll be a bunch of random trainers and some of the characters you recognize here. Here in, like, you know, what you face off against in the battle facilities here. So yeah, with that, we are done. I have a lot of editing to do. This video will be extraordinarily long. I'm so glad it's over. I hope you were able to get through the game. I hope this series has been helpful. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. And I hope you, of course, enjoyed the game. And the credits were fantastic. I always love the end scene. I wish more games would have something similar to that. You know, seeing all the characters, hearing their thoughts. You know, it did get me emotional too, because I too will be moving on to the next chapter of my life. Once I graduate through university in December. Who knows, maybe I'll do more on this channel, maybe not. I have no idea what the future will bring me, and I don't know what will happen to all of you. For any people that, you know, watch these videos, enjoy these videos, thank you. Even if you didn't leave a comment, I still appreciate it, just you simply viewing the video. I did read the comments. I'm just a lurker. I don't normally comment unless I think there's something pertinent or relevant to answer. Yeah. I've thankfully just relieved. This series is over now. It took me way too long, and I still enjoyed it all the way through. It's just, I don't know. It's just a lot. It was just a lot. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll be playing another game or even making another walkthrough, but yeah, that is about it for me. So once again, I hope you all enjoyed the series, and for one last time, thank you for watching.